because I want to see you win. I want to see you become her again. I knew something was wrong because, girl, what? Like, you have nothing else better to do than mom? I didn't realize how much of her I lost until I tried to get her back. If you are a new mother or just a mother who life completely altered when they had a kid, this video is for you. You've been searching and digging and trying to find the woman that you once were before you were a mother. Motherhood is awesome. The very thing that you prayed for. Your kids are wonderful. Yes, it has its struggles, but it's also the most rewarding job you've ever had. This video is for you, girl. I didn't realize I lost myself and my identity until I literally tried to give her back. There are so many phases of trying to become her again. And becoming her again is not about trying to become this new, improved version of yourself. It's the version of you that you already are. It's just about digging deep and finding that woman in you who you were once before that made you happy. So it's not being a new and improved. This is not going to be a video or a series on tips and tricks to become the soft woman or this woman. No, this video is for the woman who just wants to feel like her again. And this matters so much. Your kids deserve to see a version of you that is the happiest, that is thriving. And I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about facials and spa days and shopping sprees. While those things are great, and if you enjoy those things, those are the things that you need to be doing to make sure that you feel like you. But your kids deserve to see the best version of you. You deserve to live a full and thriving life while also being a wonderful mother and a wonderful partner. Life is so short. Life is a gift along with motherhood, but you still matter. You deserve to matter. You should not feel guilt. At the end of this series, I'm hoping that you will remember who you are. This is not about fixing you. This is just about remembering who you are, sharing my journey, taking you along through the rest of my journey, because I do feel like it is something that you will forever have to kind of evolve in, especially if you may not be done having kids. There are going to be other phases of motherhood, teen stages, college stages, and we have to remember how to rely back on the foundation, and that's what we are going to do together. So before motherhood, I want to paint a picture of the woman that I was. I was so bright. I was so fun. I was the friend that if you called and said, "Hey girl, let's go to happy hour," or "Let's go here," 8 times out of 10, I was down. Unless I was making some money and it was going to interfere with it, or I just wasn't feeling well, or if it was just really cold outside, But I was the girl who's always down for whatever. Oh, you want to go on a trip? I had a separate savings account just for times like that, because your girl loves to catch a flight and she loves to take a road trip. So my life my life was also very structured. I woke up most mornings at 4 a.m. I went to the gym. I went to work at 6. Sometimes I would work till 6. I would milk the overtime, leave there, and sometimes go to an afternoon workout or a happy hour. I meal prepped for the entire week. I didn't meal prep for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but Monday through Thursday, I pretty much knew what my life would look like, and I really didn't have to worry about distractions, calls for sick kids, or plans with your boo, your boyfriend, because you got to sneak your boyfriend or your husband, because you got to sneak in your time when you can, when your kids are away. Also, I was the girl who I always gave a look. Like, I went to the office almost daily with a dress on or some type of slacks, and my workplace doesn't even have a dress code. Like, people literally come in pajamas, sweatpants, jogging suits. Now, that's not to say I never had a dress down day, especially like on a bare hair day. If I'm gonna wear a ball cap, I gotta kind of fit the vibe. But I still look well put together. And we all know, and getting tied into motherhood sometimes, you can lose that. I was also the girl who loved to try the newest restaurants. I like to go to the newest spots, especially the hidden spots, the hidden bars and things like that. I was that girl. I was just kind of a carefree living, but structured because I love the goal. I bought my house at the age of 26, I believe. No, because I think it was 26. I bought my house 7 years ago. So I got a promotion at work during that time after college. I was, I always worked hard, but I knew how to have a good time when it was time to have a good time. I was the girl who never dreamed of being a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to be the girl who was like the boss career chick with real estate and all the things on the side, traveled the world. And when I became a mom, me and my kids were going to, like, that was the vision I had. And it still can happen. But I'm saying that to say it just didn't go. It doesn't look the way I put it in my head. And it's going to change. Life is going to forever be changing. But I was the girl who was just so spontaneous. Like, hair always laid. Like, if you knew me in college, after college, my mom was a beautician, first of all, but she hasn't always done my hair. If my mom wasn't doing my hair, I kept some braids. Okay. She did my natural hairstyles and stuff like that. But if I had braids or anything like that, my mom, 9 out of 10, was the one who was doing my hair. Nails stayed done, non-negotiable. Hygiene stayed in check. I don't care how busy my schedule was. I'm going to be groomed, okay? So makeup, I learned how to do makeup in 2016, being bored in a house. And after that, baby, it was not a weekend just gonna catch me out without no makeup on, because I didn't wear makeup to work during the week, but I woke up every day. And even in college, I woke up every day, put on at least eyeliner, filled in my brows, mascara, because I've always had beautiful natural lashes, and some lip gloss or some lipstick. And if you're a brown girl from 2016 era, Velvet Teddy was a brown girl's go-to. Velvet Teddy stayed with me, okay? Velvet Teddy left the house like a bra. Like, you leaving the house, gotta put your bra on, grabbing the Velvet Teddy. So that's who I was. I was the girl who loved cooking. I absolutely will just find a recipe and experiment. If it worked out, it worked out, it worked out. If it didn't, it didn't. And I made time to do it because those were the things that I wanted to do. I can get off of work and say, hey, I want steak and crab legs tonight. It wasn't a matter if I had time to do it. I did it. I went to grad school out of boredom, really. Because I was bored, I decided to write 30-page papers, and I did it. So I was a girl who just said I wanted to do the thing, and I did it. But when I became a mother, I really did not know what to expect. Honestly, I tried not to overthink it. I tried to welcome and embrace whatever came with open arms. Just being positive, not worrying about tomorrow too much. Preparing financially, mentally, all the things that you have to do to survive. But painting the picture when reality really set in didn't matter anymore. But as time went on, I started to realize that there was an invisible loss. There was this sort of grief that was not talked about that I was experiencing. If you follow me on any of my other short form platforms right after I had my baby, quite often I would say nobody talks about the grief that you experience after having a baby and you having to grieve the old version of yourself. And I'm here to tell you that is a hard period to go through, but it's also very beautiful, because while you may have to grieve an old version of yourself, you don't have to lose her. You can evolve her, dig deep and find her again, polish her up to fit the new life that you have, to a place where you are happy, feel like you, where it works for every aspect of your life. Now, for me, I believe the moment that I realized that something was missing was when I finally got over the mom guilt of letting someone else keep my baby so I can have me time. I started having me time, and I didn't know what to wear. I didn't know what to do. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how I felt. I didn't even know what I enjoyed anymore. And I felt guilty for even thinking about all those things. I would just think that, okay, you're a mom. You should just go home and clean up. You should just go grocery shopping. Oh, go shopping for the baby. You know, I knew something was wrong because, girl, what? Like, you have nothing else better to do than mom? No, this is not how it's supposed to be. I would get on social media and I would see other people. And honestly, I was looking for inspiration and I was inspired. I would see there's one of my favorite influencers. Her name is Alicia Geddes. It used to be Living Fearless. But I told her, you have inspired me and you are one of the reasons that I keep pushing. And I mean that. We had a baby around the same time. She was still influencing, still showing up when she was heavier than and still had baby weight on her. Even took us through her journey. She was still running her business, working her 9 to 5. She's doing all the things. And I'm like, dang, if she can do it, I can do it. If she can do it, I can do it. And that's true. It was so inspiring. But at a point, I'm like, okay, well, something got to be wrong with me. And I know everybody's life look differently and is structured differently. And I still know that a lot of things that she's able to do and other people are able to do is because of their situation. But even in my situation, there are things that I can do for my situation. And I had to look within and say, okay, where do you need to start? I started trying to create content and showing up, and I didn't like showing up on camera really because I didn't like who I was. I didn't want to just talk about how I felt in this negative way all the time, and I didn't want to bring just negative energy. I wanted to bring some positive. But also the most positive thing that was going on in my life was my baby. And I didn't just want to shove a camera in her face all the time to bring that balance to my content. So I just didn't really record. And I was so desperate to find me again, to just find the things that make me happy. Creating content really does make me happy. This is like a little therapy session for me. I tried doing the vlogs, and I will still eventually vlog sometimes, but just being a vlogger is not for me. I have a lot of things I want to say, and maybe I can say some of these things in a vlog. Maybe we can do some vlog style sit downs because I have so many topics planned for you all because I want to see you win. I want to see you become her again, and you will. And we're going to do it together because you're definitely not alone. If you are going through this period, or if you ever gone through this period in life, I want you to comment down below right now and just type out becoming her. Becoming her. If you have been through this journey, or if you are, I want you to type it out because somebody may need to see that they are not alone. Even if you are not going through it in this moment, you have. And sometimes people go through these type of seasons even without experiencing motherhood or not in their motherhood phase. Some people go through phases like this from being newly married, from graduating from college and going through a season of depression, from actually losing someone in their life physically and grieving them, or being a caretaker for someone that may not be your child. So if you have experienced anything like that, I want you to comment down below becoming her. So next we're going to talk about the identity shift. You didn't lose yourself. And just like I looked at other people and they inspired me, sometimes you'll start to think like, what is wrong? You didn't lose yourself because you're weak. You're losing yourself because you're giving. You're giving so much of you. You've literally, if you're going through this because of postpartum reasons, you literally gave over your whole body. You literally just sacrificed your whole life. You're giving over hormones that has come out and come in. You have given so much. You're giving your whole world and sharing it with a new human being, trying to figure out how to make it all work to where you both can be happy and thriving and living a beautiful life together. And of course, we do not want to purposely impact trauma or neglect upon our kids. So we find ourselves constantly giving and giving and giving. But you cannot pour from an empty cup. And that is why identity loss happens. We start shifting our identity into just being a caretaker, shifting our identity to responsibilities. Sometimes it doesn't feel like enough hours in a day, and it really doesn't feel like it. But when you're intentional and you find ways to make it feel like it and make it work for you. We can't make more time happen. So we just have to make the time work for us. And of course, we're going to talk all about how to do that. Let's get into why this is not talked about enough. I don't know. I know that I believe that sometimes that we bury periods of our life in trauma, and sometimes we really don't realize that it happened. If some of our parents or grandparents did go through this, or friends, maybe we weren't aware because it was something they didn't want to talk about. Or maybe if they were like me and really thought that they were okay. I really thought I was okay. I really thought I was just doing what I was supposed to be doing. But honestly, it was not healthy. My therapist, she also tried to tell me several times that I was not okay. But she let me try to figure it out on my own. Well, not on my, she tried to let me figure it out at my own pace. But I believe that she was focused on me knowing that she was always there for me. But another reason that I don't think it's talked about enough is because of judgment. Women are always supposed to be perceived to be strong and to can handle everything, especially if you're a woman of color. We are always perceived as just can do it. We're the super women of the world. And while that could be a great thing, we need help too. We struggle too. And we have to be sure to advocate for ourselves and for our other female friends, our other females that we just encounter. If you see a female and you can just feel her spirit being heavy, pray for her. You don't want to walk up to her and pray for her. Just pray for her. When you get back to the car, pray for her right then, under your breath, whatever you got to do. We have to stick together. We have to uplift one another. And I want you to understand that the identity shift is not ungrateful. You're not being ungrateful. The mom guilt is a real thing, girl. When I realized that other moms were encountering mom guilt too, it actually kind of made me feel better. I'm like, okay, so I'm not ungrateful. You know, y'all feel the guilt too, but you telling me it got to be done? Yes, girl, you got to do it. You have to do it. You have to be happy. You have to do the things that make you happy. But also make sure that it's healthy for you too. And I'm not talking about eating. I'm just talking about for your life, for your mind, for your body, for your spirit, and the impact that it's going to have on your life. And let's talk about beauty and self-care. Get off of TikTok, get off of Instagram, because the version of beauty and self-care that we're seeing is just not realistic most of the time. It's just not realistic every day. So beauty is grounding. It's not vanity. You want to be grounded daily. Find the beauty in the things that make you happy. Find beauty within. Of course, you want to look beautiful too. That is important as well. You find the beauty in what makes you feel beautiful, and you do those things. It can be simple. For example, today, Mother Nature came unexpectedly, but I had to wash my hair. I molded it. I also knew I needed to create content, even though I didn't really feel like it. So I put on a face. But I also had a birthday party to go to. And I don't always be around this, family and things. I wanted to show up. I wanted to show up confident. And I do feel confident. It's not a facade. I wanted to show up being the girl I used to be. So I did my makeup. Although I have on an oversized sweatshirt with some black biker shorts and Nike sneakers. And then I later on put on a Nike crossbody bag because it was a kid event and I needed to be hands-free. But that's beauty to me. Beauty in walking in truth. I wanted to be comfortable. I felt bloated. I wanted to be, but I also wanted to dress according to my comfort. But I still wanted to look pretty and cute and put together. And I showed up for how that looks for me. Some people may not be comfortable wearing a mold, but I am. Some people may feel like, why did you need makeup for Chuck E. Cheese? But that's beauty. The beauty is that I can. The beauty is like my daughter looked so cute today. But guess what? I didn't look like a tired mama who looked thrown together, but my baby cute, because that was me. That was me for a long time. That was me for so long. I am so glad I am released from the shackles of just making sure that my baby look good and clean and I look a mess. Now, I'm never still going to lack on her. I'm never going to take away from the care that I pour into her to pour back into myself. That's crazy. But I will let some other things fall by the wayside. Like I'll leave them dishes in the sink for a minute if I got to. For instance, I started using a dishwasher a lot more. Okay, we're gonna get into that later, and maybe not in this video, but girl, I have plans for you. We have a journey, okay, and it's never gonna end. To be honest, we're going through life together. And self-care is also regulation. It's not indulgence. Don't think that you have to go and spend a bunch of money or use self-care just because you're feeling down. It needs to be part of your routine. It needs to be the way, you know how they say, do these things to regulate your nervous system. Yes, you need to do these things to regulate your life, to regulate becoming her. Things like making sure you wake up in time to wash your face and brush your teeth. Make sure you wake up in time to put on a little mascara and a little lip gloss. That's self-care. If that's all you can do, that's self-care. Wake up in time to fix your coffee 10 minutes before the kids get up so you can at least sip it a few times while it's hot. Self-care is regulation. So whatever self-care looks like to you, for you to be able to regulate your life on a full cup, that's what you need to do. However, will spa days and self-care be cool? Yes. Is that self-care? Yes. But who's going to the spa every day or every week? I don't have it like that. If you do, kudos to you. But once you leave the spa, your problems are still your problems. So let's find regulation in self-care and not indulgence. So for me, small choices that brought me back to self-care, I just told you guys. Like waking up in time to get myself together. I wake up, I'm not going to say, it's not consistent. Sometimes I wake up early enough to go to the gym, come home, take a shower, do my skincare, put a little 1-2 on my face if I want to, and put on an outfit before I get my daughter up. Some days I wake up early enough just to take a shower, fill in my brows and put on mascara, throw something on. But I'm gonna be cute, whether it's a matching set. Matching sets were the first thing I bought. I didn't know my style anymore. I went and bought a bunch of matching sets. And I tried to keep them neutral so that I can mix and match them or wear a piece with a pair of jeans or something like that. So those are things that I did for self-care and regulation. Making a matcha every morning in the early stage of postpartum was something that I did for regulation. It gave me something to look forward to. I wasn't drinking much coffee because I was just coming out of breastfeeding. And I honestly started feeling like it had me feeling very jittery and my patience was a little low. So I liked the way that matcha made me feel. So I romanticized it. I looked forward to it. I made it a part of my routine. At that moment, I used to go to the gym at 4, but the gym opened at 5. So I wake up at about 4:15, get ready for the gym. And I was going to a gym that's a little distance away from my house, but I enjoyed the ride. I would listen to my worship music there and back. Inside, I would listen to a sermon because it just kept my spirits up. It had me so hopeful, and I'm just knowing that there's more that God has in store for me. And I would come back home, take a shower, clock in, fix my matcha, love on my baby. Y'all, I still didn't have my wardrobe and stuff figured out then. I lost a ton of weight, but my routine kept me within regulation. So that may look different for you because remember, this series is not about fixing yourself. It's about remembering who you've always been. I've always enjoyed a good cup of coffee. I can't say I always enjoyed matcha, but I always enjoyed a good cup of tea. And I always enjoyed a good routine. Yes, my whole day might not be a routine, but at least my morning I had control over. So I want to ask you, what part of yourself are you rediscovering right now? Is it your self-care, your beauty and style? Or is it the inner works? Rediscovering your identity and your mindset? Are you trying to rediscover what self-care looks like for you? Because it just doesn't seem like it's that much time. And the aesthetically pleasing self-care just doesn't fit your lifestyle either. Or were you like me in that period trying to figure out the wellness side of things? Are you trying to connect with your mind, your body, your spirit? Or are you rediscovering your relationships, friendships? I know that's part that I struggle with. Marriage, or your relationship with yourself, your relationship with Christ. Are you rediscovering your purpose, your identity, beyond survival mode, and you're ready to really start living? If that's you, I want you to comment down below. What are you currently rediscovering? Are you ready to become her again? If so, I hope you stick around. I plan to post a new series with also other tips and tricks, and we will have further small conversations in my short form about topics like this. And we're just going to live life together, girl. So make sure that you like this video, comment down below, and please don't forget to subscribe. And if you're new here, welcome to the Sweet Girl Gang. I am so glad to have you here, girl, and I cannot wait to see you blossom. Bye, sweet girls.